Hey besties, it is Sunday, December 14th, and you are in my little brick house. And it's been a few weeks since I have done a Flosstube video, and I just really wanted to um, get a lot done. So I had a lot to show you, and there was just a lot going on in December. Um, my kids um, did a tree lighting last week, and they did another one yesterday, marching in the marching bands and playing the Christmas carols. And it's I just love going to those. It's just so nice. And then Santa follows them in the fire truck, and um, then the band plays a few more songs, and it's small town stuff. I just like it. Um, and we're all decorated here for Christmas, except my trees are not decorated yet. I'm hoping they're up. I'm hoping to bribe the kids with some cookies later today, and hopefully they'll want to help me. But uh, it's hard to get teenagers to want to help with Christmas decorations these days. um, my daughter has been having some success with her Etsy shop, and she's been really busy making jewelry and keychains and things like that for her customers, which is awesome. But that and schoolwork and band, and um, she auditioned for All South Jersey band yesterday, and last night she texted me she got in. Yay! So that'll be in probably January. They'll do like a weekend of rehearsals, and then Sunday they'll do the concert. And she's done it before, and it is absolutely amazing. I don't know how they squeeze so many people on that stage, but that stage is filled with the best instrumentalists in all of South Jersey, and they just play the most amazing songs. It's always a good time. So she's looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to that, but that has kept her really busy because she was practicing really hard for the audition. Um, so we've had a lot going on here. And plus, I'm a music teacher, so I had my school's Christmas concert this past Tuesday, and they did a fabulous job. Very proud of them all. I have a concert band, a middle school choir, and a string ensemble. And we did about 45 minutes of music all together, all three ensembles. So it went really well. Everybody did a wonderful job. In my advanced strings, did an extremely challenging song, probably the most difficult song that I've given to my string ensemble. These are middle schoolers too, and they are all pretty much beginners, and they crushed it. It was so cool. Everybody loved it. So now that that's over, I have things have eased up at work a little bit, but now we're planning our spring musical, and we've announced the cast. And before the end of the week, I have to get out a rehearsal schedule to the parents for January and February. And I have to come up with a list of things that the other teachers who are helping with the musical, list of things that they will need to accomplish with the students that they're working with, and like a timeline, like deadlines for those things. So that's a pretty big job. I can't, usually when I do the musical, I think of it as I go along. So now this is the first year that I have so many teachers helping and taking small groups of kids to do different things like choreography and scenery and props, and the tech making the playbill and things like that. So we have like a sound crew and a stage crew and all of these things. And there's so many people helping out now that I have to be a little more organized than I usually am, and I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around that one. But it'll all work out. It always works out, and it is always blows my mind how much these kids are capable of in a short amount of time. Um, so I'm not worried, but I have this week. We have a preschool and kindergarten Christmas program, and thankfully, I'm not in charge of that. I have been in the past, but not this year because we have another music teacher who's taken that over. But I am accompanying on the piano, so I have to practice those songs this week. But then that's it. We're a private school, so we kind of go by our own schedule, different from the public schools. So I'm done on Friday. My kids still have to go on Monday and Tuesday, the 22nd and then 23rd, to their school. So I'm hopefully going to have that time to, do wrap gifts and bake breads and cookies and things while they're at school. So that's what's been going on in my little brick house, and that's what I'm looking ahead at. And I have a lot to show you today. I have a lot. So I'm going to take my time and make sure that I give you details on things as best as I can. I am trying to get more organized, and I have some plans for the new year for organizing a little bit more, which I'll share with you later. But I'll do my best to make sure that I'm giving you all the information on my different stitches. Okay, so let's see. Oh, first I wanted to show you one of my aunts found out that I am cross stitching, and she was so excited, and she doesn't really do it anymore. She I think she has a hard time seeing the stitching or whatever. So she found all of her cross stitch stuff and sent it to me. So I got a box in the mail with a ton of cross stitching stuff, a lot of Ada in there, and some other goodies too. So I'm going to show you some of the goodies that she sent me. She sent me these two things. I'm not really sure. It just says Dritz luxury needlepoint. I'm not really sure what to do with these. Maybe you guys have some ideas. They're super, super cute, and they're little cottages on the hill, and pretty fancy. But I'm not sure what these were used for or what to do with them. So if you've seen these kinds of things before, and you know what to do with them, leave something in the comments to let me know. Sorry, I keep looking out the window because it's snowing here. It snowed all night, and we have several inches of snow in New Jersey, which is kind of unusual for December. Sometimes we get a little bit of snow, but it has snowed all night, and it is literally still snowing. And I'm like in heaven because I love snow. So when I'm looking out the window because I want to see the snowfall. And it was so funny. My dog did zoomies this morning in the snow and was like jumping up and knocking the snow off the branches and then shaking it off and jumping around. It was just so much fun to see him. But winter is my favorite. Snow is my favorite. I absolutely love it. I'm wearing my snowman earrings in honor of the snow today. And I just love being cozy, drinking hot chocolate and watching the snow fall. I really don't mind shoveling snow. I don't have a lot of snow to shovel because I only have a little bit of sidewalk leading up to my front door and a little bit of driveway to shovel, and that's basically it, which is marvelous. I just love snow. I just love it. Okay, so anyway, back to the goodie box that my aunt sent me. So I had those two needlepoint things. She sent me a few hoops, and she sent me a whole lot of threads. There's all kinds of DMC and metallic, how do you say that? Krynic. There's a bunch of those in there. There's needles in here. I'm hoping that I've had a really hard time finding needles that, whoops, the front just fell off of that, sorry. Finding needles that are like nice and are comfortable and don't break in half. I'm not going to say what company that was, but if you look at my Instagram, you'll see posts. But I'm going to try these, and I hope that they work well. She sent me some patterns. She sent me some of her whips. which is very interesting. They're beautiful. She does beautiful work. And I don't know that I would finish it, but here, I want to show you this. So this is, she has a magazine here. This is Cross Stitch and Needlework, Better Homes and Gardens. This is from, I don't even see a date. Oh, June 1998. June 1998. And this is the pattern that she was working on. It's called Summer Sampler. That's really pretty. I think this is it. Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. It doesn't really look like it. Kind of looks like it, but it doesn't look like it. Maybe that's not the one. But she had it open to this page, so I thought maybe that's what it was. Unless she's doing her own thing. Okay, well, I'll have to do a little more research on that. But here's what she has done. The outline. I don't know. Maybe there's some room for creativity here. She's got May there in the one block with some flowers, and she started flowers in the next one. Maybe I'll have to find a creative way to finish that off myself. I don't know if the pattern's in here or not now. I thought that was it. And then she sent me this, which I don't even know how to do this, but this is so cool. It says Vogue Needlecraft Company Pure Linen Cut Work Scarf. So it's got a print on it like this. Beautiful. And it looks like she started on the one end. She did some stitching and started cutting it out. I've never done anything like this, but that might be something. I always like trying new things, so maybe I'll finish that off for her. And then she had some other things, some other fabrics in the box. I thought this was really pretty. I'm going to find a place to put this in my living room, I think. Look at how pretty this is. I'm not sure what she had in what the purpose was that she intended, but it's just really pretty. So that's that. And then she sent me, I don't know if she didn't leave much explanation, just in case you couldn't tell. So I'll have to ask her when I see her at Christmas, or the next time I see her. It's a beautiful doily. And somebody probably made it in our family. She's always sharing things with me that people in our family have made. So I'm sure that these are homemade, or I don't know. But I'll ask her the next time I see her. Sorry for the clicks. That's my dog walking around the table. Isn't this pretty too? I like this. Very pretty. Very intricate. Very delicate looking. She had lots and lots. This is only a fraction of the Ada that she sent me. Some of it is a little discolored. I'll have to look up how to clean it, because I'm sure you can't just, I'm not just going to throw it in the washing machine. But it would be a shame. And this is kind of discolored too, but she stitched this. I thought this was really pretty, and I'd like to do something with it, but the fabric is a little bit discolored. Or maybe that would just lend to the vintagey look, right? So it says Bible references for peace and when worried, for forgiveness, overcoming fear, in sickness, and God's protection. And there's Bible references for each one of those things. It's really pretty. Yeah, so I'm going to do something with that for sure. And then she had in there an embroidery stitch book. And I thought this was pretty neat. I did look through this. It's DMC, and I looked through it a little bit, and it gives you like explanations and instructions on every single stitch that you could possibly imagine. So that will probably come in handy. Like, here's the satin stitch. Very nice, clear instructions and pictures. So, I'm probably going to use that a lot. And then she had these other two patterns charts in here. These are from Hannah's House. Hannah's House, which is not one that I've ever heard of before, but they're little samplers and they are adorable. And I really want to stitch them. Just small pieces. You can see the size on there. They're just small, but there's a little explanation. They both come from the Little Sampler Collection. And this one's called Anne Ankrum. And then there was a second one in here, Amy Poole, from the same collection. Super cute. So I'm going to have to add those to my to be stitched list. And there's a whole bunch more stuff in the box, but you know, I pulled out probably half the box to show you. So that was a real blessing. She really blessed me with this box, and it was really exciting for me to get it in the mail and like a treasure trove, go through it and pick things out that, you know, look at each one, and it was awesome. So thank you, Aunt Almeda. And so now I'm going to move on to my whips and finishes, and I've got them all laid out here. You can't see them. You can only see my mess behind me and my beautiful candle that my best friend gave me and my Jim Shore Santa. And I've got my gas heater on, so there's a little flame in there. You can't see it, but it's very cozy out here. So I'm just going to pick stuff up. I'm not necessarily going to do all my whips at the same time. I'm going to pick stuff up one at a time and show you as I have it laid out. So the first thing I want to show you, I have been talking about in previous Flosstube videos, wanting to finish this off, and I just hadn't gotten the time to do it. So I made the time to do it, and I'm super excited to show you how it turned out. And I can't wait to for my family to come over on Christmas and see this, because I'm so excited about this. So this is my Advent calendar stitch that I did last December. I did this with DK at Garns Auburn on Instagram. We kind of shared that we had bought the same chart, and we actually did it together. Kept up with it all December last year, and messaged each other pictures of each day as we finished them. It was so much fun to have somebody to do that with, and it kept me motivated to keep up with it. And so if you ever have the chance to do something with someone like this, like the Sal's, and you know, having someone to share pictures with, it is very motivating and fun and keeps you up with it. So I did all the stitching last December. That was finished, and then I wasn't sure how I wanted to finish it off. Well, then it kind of just all came together. Okay, so I had this hanger. It's got a heart on it. I had picked this up at a sidewalk sale at Ye Old Stitchery, which is my local needle workshop, a while ago, and I had it in my stash. And so I was like, it's almost the same. It's like a good width for that. I need to figure out how to finish that up. And then I don't know what made me think of it, but I had all of these quilt blocks, because back in the early 90s, I was in middle school, and I belonged to a quilt guild called the Grapevine Quilters in my area. And my mom and I would go, and we had a Christmas party one year, and we did a block exchange. So we made like so many of one type of block and then gave everybody one. So I still have a whole bunch more here. Like somebody made this super cute little angel block, and there's a house block. It was all paper piece. They're just small ones, you know. There's a pinwheel. And let me see here. My mom made this one, the basket. She loves her baskets. And I think I was in middle school. I'm pretty sure my mom helped me finish them off because I don't always know what I'm doing there. But I did the candle one, but I can't find it right now. Oh, here's a pretty flower. And somebody did crazy quilt one. This is really pretty because they did a lot of hand stitching on that, and added a little charm to it and all. So I still have a bunch of them. I have a bunch of them here, and I got them out, and I thought, how cute would that look with some of those here? And no lie, when I sewed 2 blocks together, it was the exact width of my cross stitch chart. So I was like, oh my gosh, this is so perfect. I don't even know how that happened. So I used the Santa, and somebody had made this Santa so that his beard is fringy and hangs off the front like that. He's just so cute, and he's got a bell on the top of his hat. And the tree block, and then down here I put the ornament block and I think this is called the rail fence. So I put 2 at the top and 2 at the bottom, and then I put this, I shopped at my mom's house for her fabric, and used this red and green plaid that she had to put borders on the sides. And I'll tell you, I had a hard time doing the binding because I haven't quilted in so long. I actually literally forgot how to do it. So I did it once and I didn't make the binding wide enough. So I had to rip it off and redo it. It was like a whole thing. So, and then, but I did figure it out. Just don't look at the back because it's not professional at all. This is just, I do for fun, and I'm not a stickler. I'm not a perfectionist at all. And I like to use things that I have, instead of, because I have so much stuff. I'm going to go buy more and not use the stuff that I have. So I try to use whatever I have laying around to finish things off. So I had this idea I was trying to figure out how to attach it to the bar, and I decided that it would look cute if I put little satin bows on the top to attach it to that. So that's going to hang in my living room next to my hall tree that my dad made, and everybody's going to see it when they come in on Christmas, and it's going to look so nice, and they're all going to say ooh ah, and I'm going to feel so good. It was a lot of fun to do. Now the details of this stitch, I was not organized when I did this last December, and I never dreamed that I would be doing a Flosstube video, so I did not keep track of the details, except that this is, I believe it is 18 count. I don't know how to say it. Celadon. I think it's a light green color, but I'm pretty sure it's called Celadon, or I'm probably saying it wrong. Celadon, Ada. I'm pretty sure it's 18 count. And the pattern is by Owl Stitching House. I had gotten it off Etsy. She's got an Etsy shop. So Owl Stitching House. It's the Christmas Advent calendar. And if you went to Etsy and just searched Christmas Advent cross stitch, it's like one of the first ones that always pops up. So Owl Stitching House, and I changed all the thread colors and the fabric color because I wanted it to be more traditional, bright reds and greens. Her version is extremely pretty, but it just didn't go with my aesthetic in my house. I have a lot of the traditional bright reds and greens in all of my Christmas decorations, so I wanted to change it so that it would match that. And I did not keep track of all the color conversion that I did. I did not write all those colors down. So I just choose colors that I liked and I thought would go well. She had a dark red on there, so I just chose a dark red that matched my stuff. She had a lighter red. I chose a light red that matched, I just went through and chose different versions of the same color that she had on there. So that's that. That's all I have to share about that. And I'm not showing you the back of this for a reason. It's the same fabric on the back, but I don't want to show it to you because I didn't do a very good job on that. But nobody looks at the back. It's going to be hanging on the wall. So that's how we roll here. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. The other quilt blocks that I have left over from that exchange that we did, all of these other quilt blocks, I have plans for that to finish off another stitching that I did. And I'm a little bit embarrassed to show you this, so don't judge me. This is one of the first cross stitch pieces I did, and I was experimenting with you know, like where to start when I stitch, because my mom stitches from the middle out, and I wanted to try that, but I didn't measure right or something. So I got the whole thing on, but it comes really close on one side, and I will no longer start in the middle. I don't feel comfortable doing that. I'm always afraid that I did not count right, and it's going to run off the, I'm going to run out of fabric. So do not judge me on this. I am a fairly new stitcher. I have only been stitching, cross stitching for a few years. I've done other things. I've done, you know, quilting for years and crocheting for years, and, you know, other embroidery things, but I'd never cross stitched. My mom always tried to get me to do it, and I just felt like, you know, that wasn't my thing. And I couldn't sit, I didn't have the patience to sit there. Well, now must have all the patience in the world, because that's, I could sit and stitch all day long. I'm totally addicted now, and I just can't pull myself away from it. So my mom is like thrilled, because she has been trying to get me to stitch for like uh, 30 years, and I'm finally doing it, and I can't stop. So this is stitching with the housewives. This is one of my first things, and I did this a few years ago, and I literally squeezed in the last stitch on the frayed end there. It's beautiful. I absolutely love it. But now I have the challenge of figuring out how to finish this off, so that the end is not cut off and the frayed edge is not showing. So what I'm thinking is that I'm going to finish it off like the last piece that I showed you, like a quilt wall hanging. And I'm going to put these blocks all along the top and bottom, and give it a fabric border on either side, so that I'm stitching that end so that it doesn't come unraveled, and turn it into a wall hanging. So that's what I'm thinking. If you guys have any better ideas, I'm open to it. Share in the comments, please, because like I said, I'm a fairly new stitcher, so you guys, some of you have many more years of experience than me. So if you have any ideas on a better way to finish that off, please share. I'm open to whatever your ideas are. So that's that. And don't judge me. Don't be mean. I didn't do that on purpose. It happens, you know, and I really want to finish it off, though. I don't want to just leave it there unfinished, because I do really love it. I think it's beautiful, and I think it'll look really nice hanging on my wall at Christmas time. What else do I have to show you? So this morning I was trying to finish my Nutcracker Village off completely, so that I could show you. And I kept all of my things here, all my detail. I literally still picking hot glue off of my fingers. I might have more patience than I did years ago, but I'm not at the point where I have the patience to like sew these things like the fancy, like the other people, with the two pieces together and then sewing along the side. I don't know. I'm always looking for, you know, like how can I finish this off and enjoy it because I feel like if I take the longer route, it'll just sit there and I won't do it. And I'd rather finish it off so that I can use it and enjoy it um, instead of just, leaving it there. So again, don't judge me. I finished stitching. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw I posted pictures. I finished stitching. This is Country Cottage Needleworks, Nutcracker Village, and I was working on the Spanish chocolate shop. And I have all of them. I love them. I'm a big Nutcracker fan, so anything that has to do with Nutcrackers, I will do. This was the fourth one in the set that I was able to finish so far. And I used all the called for threads. I just love them so much. They're bright pastel-y colors, and they come out so pretty. And this is the fabric that is called for. It's raw and silver linen, and it is 32 count. I can even show you where I got it from. This was in the bag. I left this in the bag. See, I'm starting to get more organized. So it's raw and silver linen, 32 count. It's got a sparkle to it, which is a little challenging to stitch on at times, but it does turn out really nice in the ornaments. So here I'm going to show you. I finished them off so I can hang them on my Nutcracker tree. Yes, I have a tree just designated for Nutcracker ornaments. This was the first one I did, and I'll try to pick off the hot glue strings. Sorry. This was Drosselmeyer's Toy Shop. And I added, I had a little leftover pom-pom trim. So I added that around the ends. And I added a little jute loop on the top. And then I'm going to show you the back. But this one, okay. So all I did was I'd use one piece of sticky board. And then I put a piece of felt on the back with hot glue. So people are going to be looking at this side anyway, the way I hang it. Hopefully you won't be able to see the back. But anyway, that's Drosselmeyer's Toy Shop. And then I did the Sugar Plum Sweet Shop. How cute is that? Look at the little cakes in the window. Like, it's adorable. And I finished that off with look, I'm so organized. I even kept this up here. I finished it off with this rickrack, and it's Lady Dots. The color is Wisteria Lane, and it is a beautiful bright shade of purple. And I'll show you the card that comes in the package. It's Lady Dot, Wisteria Lane. The other ones I just had scraps left over from the pom-pom that I used on Drosselmeyer's. It was just a scrap that was left over. So I'm sorry, it's definitely Lady Dot, but I don't remember what the color is. How cute is Drosselmeyer there with his little eye patch? Oh my gosh, don't judge my French knots. And the little toys in the window. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. I just love it. So there's two. I got two more to show you. All right, this is the Arabian Coffee Shop with the little coffee cups and the little Arabian girl. She kind of looks like Jasmine from Aladdin. Super cute. Purples and turquoises. And again, I had leftover pom-poms from something. I don't remember what the color was called, but that is definitely Lady Dot. And then I finished off with the felt on the back. And this is the last one. This is the one I just finished. The Spanish chocolate shop. She's got chocolates, cakes in the window, and she's got a fan in her hand, and she's so cute. And I finished it off with a chenille trim that I got from Purple Paper Mountain on Etsy. Purple Paper Mountain. And this is it's 1/4 inch chenille in rose ombre. So it's got like a slight variation in the color. So there's like a dark rose and then a light rose, and so then when I glued it on the edge, you can kind of see how it gets darker and lighter as it goes around. But it matches like these pinks in here so perfectly, so I thought it was a good way to finish that off. So those are ready now when we decorate trees later today. I'm so excited to put those on my tree. And I have the rest of them here, and I'm going to keep going. I'm not going to get them done before this Christmas. I'm not even going to try. But I still have the Chinese tea room. And the Russian peppermint shop. A little Russian guy with his little fur hat on. How cute is that? And Snow Queen's ice cream parlor. She's got ice cream in her window. Excuse me. Mother Ginger's candy store. Oh, so cute. There's a little gingerbread man in the window on that one. Try to get it up close enough so that you can see. I don't have my light on in here today because it's so bright from the snow and all the windows. Dewdrop's flower shop. She's got flowers in her window. And then this piece is like the title piece. Is Clara and the Prince, and it says Nutcracker Village on it. So I do intend to do the whole set, and I'll probably just keep working on it in between projects throughout the year and see if I can get more of it done and finished off to put on my Nutcracker tree next year. So that's that. And oops, let me put that with that so I don't get disorganized. And let's see what else. So I've been working on also Peace and Goodwill, designed by Brenda Gervais with Dye Needle and Thread. And it's coming out pretty good so far. I'll show you. I'm not finished. This is my whip, my current whip. I'm going to try to hold this so that you can see it really well. There you go. So I made a little bit more progress from the last time that I showed you. The house is so pretty with the wreath and the trees and the 2 reindeer and the snowman. Oh my gosh, and there's a pear at the top. I think it's turning out great. I love it. I think it's beautiful. I can't wait to finish it off. This one I am hoping, I have to work on a Christmas gift for somebody. So I don't know how much stitching I'm going to get done. I really want to get this gift done by Christmas, even though they said they requested something from me. And they said that it doesn't have to be done by Christmas, but I'm really going to try hard to get it done by Christmas. So I don't know if I'm going to get that finished before Christmas, but if I don't, I got a nice long break this year, so I can finish it up over break. That, I don't know if I wrote down. So I think the fabric that I used for that was left over from another project, and I think it's R&R Reproduction Winter's Brew. And it is definitely 32 count linen. And I'm using all of the called for colors. This is all the called for colors, and I can show you. The only one that I substituted was, I didn't care for how the light khaki showed up. Did not show up on my fabric. It's not the called for fabric, so it kind of, this light khaki here kind of blended in a little too much with my fabric choice. So I ended up using B5200 for the, in place of the light khaki, so that the white of the snowman and the snowflake pattern at the top there, so it would show up a little bit better on my fabric. So that was, instead of light khaki, I used B52. But the rest of the colors, look how pretty they are. I can't wait to stitch the wreath. So this, where's the wreath with the cardinal. I'll show you. This is the next thing that I'm going to stitch here. This wreath with the cardinal and the big blue bow. Because I love blue so much. And this blue here is so pretty. I can't wait to use it. I'm sorry, I'm all tangled. That's Classic Colorworks Deep Fennel. I just think that is so pretty. So I am making some progress on that. Let me see. What else? Okay, so last week or the week before, I can't really remember, I did finish off. I was working on Primrose Cottage Stitches Christmas Quaker, and I fully finished it off. So the fabric that I used for this was not the called for fabric. Sorry, there's dog hair. It was a piece that I had from an Etsy shop, and it's called Hand Dyes by Jim. And the color is French Vanilla Swirl, and this was a 28 count Lugana. He's got pretty good prices, and his fabrics, his Lugana is like the perfect weight, and it's not too soft and it's not too stiff. And I just find that it is so easy to stitch on. And that's Hand Dyes by Jim on Etsy, and his prices are good. So when he's got a sale, I try to stock up and replenish my stash. And then the thread that I used for this, instead of using the called for red, it was a Classic Colorworks Cherry Cobbler for the whole thing. And I decided to use this other thread that I had in my stash from when I went to cross stitch retreat in Cape May at Stitch by Stitch. Romy from Romy's Creations was one of the designers at that retreat, and she had all of these hand dyed threads that she had made. So I had picked up a few skeins of this variegated with green and red, and it was called Christmas Cookies. And I just thought that that would be perfect for this particular stitch, and I think it turned out so cute. I love it. I love how the colors change throughout, and it just looks so very traditional Christmassy to me, and I just love it. And I put it on my tray, and then I finished it off with this. Believe it or not, this trim is from the dollar store. It's just a bright red pom-pom trim, and Mom and I have found it at the dollar store. They had red and they had green, and yeah. And I think it turned out adorable. It's not like your traditional pom-pom trim. They kind of hang off a little bit, but I think it suits it very well, and I just love it. I think it's so adorable. And so I put it in my tray. If you follow me on Instagram, I posted a lot of pictures of my Christmas decorations, and I have my white tray on my hope chest in the middle of my living room where I put all of my stitchy pillows. And I put it in there, and it just like went so well, and it just makes me happy to see it, all the bright colors. I love the bright colors. So that is one of my FFOs. And let's see, the other things that I have on my hope chest in my little tray, I'm going to show you those things. These are all original designs that I am selling in my Etsy shop, and I am doing a 20% off of my PDFs sale from now till Christmas. So jump onto my Etsy shop. It goes by the same name, In My Little Brick House, and you can find these charts there. The first one that I'm going to show you is Noelle, and she is a snow woman with a little cardinal friend, and she's got poinsettias and holly leaves and all frozen inside of her. And it says Merry Christmas in French, and she's got a little knit hat with a little pom-pom, snowflakes in the air. And if you order the chart for Noelle, then you get a free chart for Mini Noelle with it. And she's got the same poinsettia and knit hat and cardinal and some little snowflakes there. And someone suggested that this would make a good scissor fob, and I did not even think that. I just wanted something itty bitty to sit in my dough bowls, and um, but a scissor fob would be a great idea. That would be so cute, and it would make a cute gift for um, any of your stitchy friends. If you wanted to just give them a small Christmas gift, um, making a scissor fob out of that, I think would be such a precious gift to give somebody who loves to stitch and loves all those little accessory things that go along with stitching. I mean, who doesn't? We all have them, right? And it's just that's what makes it fun. Adds a little joy to your stitching. I also, in my Etsy shop, I have the chart for Oh Christmas Tree. And this one was inspired by some artwork, a vintage postcard that I saw where the tree was bigger than the houses that were around the tree. And so I kind of just exaggerated that a little bit and made the village very tiny underneath. And the lights are on in the church, and it's got a little teeny tiny nativity in front of the church. And this one has smoke coming up from the chimney in the shape of a heart. And it's just all about the details on this one and the big star on the top of the tree. So that's Oh Christmas Tree. So we got Noel, Oh Christmas Tree, and this one here is Holly. Let's see if I can get it so there's no glare. This is Holly. I found this frame at Home Goods, and I thought it was just perfect because she's kind of a Victorian lady, and I thought the gold bow just kind of accented the whole, kind of just went along with her. And she is ready for caroling with her fur muff and her fur collar there, with her bonnet decorated with holly leaves and berries, and it says Christmas greetings on it. She's one of my favorites. I absolutely love her. She was so fun to stitch, so fun and easy and quick. She's also in my Etsy shop. And my latest design is this one here. This is Silver Bells. Just traditional Christmassy colors, and hopefully makes you think of the song Silver Bells and all of the other incidences where bells are used at Christmas time. And I finished this one off into a bag. I did a little piecing, almost like log cabin piecing here, and turned it into a drawstring bag, and filled it so that it would stand. I filled it with just a big piece of fabric so that it would stand, and I stand it next to my small tree in my living room on the table, and it just shows up so nicely there, and you see it every time you walk by it, and it just has happy colors in it, and I just love it. So that chart is in my Etsy shop too. I'm sorry, but I have been working on other Christmas designs. I have nothing new to show you today that you have not seen in previous Flosstube videos. I've been working on new designs, but with everything that's gone on in December, I felt like I was rushing through them, and I like to make sure that that I am in love with them before I share them with you. So I started stitching one, and I was just like, you know what? I like it, but I don't love it. So something has to change on it before I can give it to you. So I think I have decided that instead of rushing and putting something out there that I'm not completely in love with, I'm not going to design and put out any new Christmas charts now. I mean, it's pretty close to Christmas anyway, so I'm going to, over break, hopefully I will have the time to design for the next season and stitch something up so that I'm a little bit ahead of the game for the next couple holidays. And so someone had asked me on Instagram, or just said they hope that I will continue to design for all the seasons, and that's my plan. That is my plan. I enjoy it so much. I can't imagine not doing it. It's just every step of the design process, and the stitching and the finishing off and the showing to you, and then listing it in my Etsy shop and all. it is just so much fun to me. I just absolutely love it. And I really can't wait. I do have some good ideas for designs for Valentine's Day. And so I just have to find the time to get them onto a chart and stitch them so that I can share them with you. But that's what I'm looking forward to. I'm planning on continuing this. So again, those charts that I just showed you are in my Etsy shop in my little brick house, and they are on sale for 20% off until Christmas. What else? What else can I show you? I think I've shown you all my projects. Um, Books. I love to read, and I love to share with you books that I've read. Um, I started Jane Eyre. That's on my list. Mom and I are reading 100 books to read before you die. So nice and happy title to that. So we're like knocking out the classics that are on the list, and Jane Eyre is the next one for me. She's already read it, and she keeps trying to share with me, and I'm like, please, no spoilers. So I just started though, so I'm only on chapter 3. But this time of year, I do have books that I love reading or looking at, and I wanted to share those with you. So last year, for like the 5 days leading up to Christmas, I read Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. I had never read it before, and I absolutely loved it. And it's a very thin, easy, quick read. And I think that there are like literally 5 chapters in it. So I read a chapter a day, and I was done by Christmas. So I'm planning on doing that again this year because it just was such a good thing for me. Last year I read it out loud to my kids. But that was begrudgingly on their part. So this year I'm probably not gonna force them to sit and listen to me read this. I asked my daughter the other day, I'm like, do you want to read the Christmas Carol again together? And she was like, and I was like, you can say no. Like, I'm not gonna get mad if you don't want to sit and read a book with me. I mean, it'd be nice, but she's like almost 18. She's got her own things that she wants to do, and I'm fine with that. I'll read it myself. Then I've had this book for years. I am Mary Engelbreit fan. Her artwork is just so happy and full of joy and so colorful, and some of her artwork is just full of little attitude, and I just love it. I have always loved it, and I've always tried to collect the things that she has made. So this particular book, it's called Believe. I'll show it to you again. Believe by Mary Engelbreit. And it's just a collection of Christmas stories, lyrics to Christmas carols, poems, and all of her artwork. And I love just pulling this out. Look at this one. I love just pulling this out and looking through it before Christmas and reading some of the poems and stories. It's just, the artwork is just absolutely beautiful. There's Silent Night. So there's song lyrics in there too. There's little history lessons, and there's all kinds of fun stuff in there. So this book is definitely one of my top picks for Christmas reading. And then I haven't read this one in a few years, but I have definitely read it a few times. The Nutcracker, illustrated by Maurice Sendak. This is E.T.A. Hoffman's Nutcracker. It is a very different story. If you've never read it, I highly recommend that you read it. It is very different from the story of the ballet, but it does explain some of the things that happen in the ballet, because this is like what happens to cause the Nutcracker to become the Nutcracker. So if you're a big Nutcracker ballet fan and you love the story, I definitely highly recommend reading this. And it's the same illustrator as Where the Wild Things Are, I think. And the illustrations, look, in this book are just amazing. And I have read this one with my kids too, but they were a lot younger when I read it with them. But I just love all things Nutcracker. And I just think that is amazing. So creative. So, full of imagination. And I love it. Love, love. And then the last book that I want to share with you is my all-time favorite Christmas story. This was made into a movie, made for TV movie back in the, I want to say 80s. And it had, the mom on the movie was Loretta Swit from MASH. So that kind of shows you how long ago it was. And I watched the movie every year for Christmas. It was like tradition. You had to watch the movie like that. And Emma Otter's Jug Band Christmas. Like, how can you not watch those two things every Christmas? But then several years ago, someone had found the book and bought it for me as a gift. The best Christmas pageant ever. The best Christmas pageant ever is the best book you will ever read. It is about this ragtag bunch of kids who are like out of control, getting into trouble and everything, and they somehow end up in a church, and they end up as the main roles in the Christmas pageant, and how learning the story of Jesus' birth and coming to earth to save us, and how Mary giving birth to Jesus in the stable, just how it affects the kids is just an absolutely wonderful story, and funny and entertaining. Read the book, watch the movie, go look up the movie. I'm sure you can find it on YouTube now. I don't know if it's on DVD or anything. I think it is. I think I may have seen the DVD. Either way, best ever. The best Christmas pageant ever is the best ever. And everyone should at least watch or read. So that's it. So I just wanted to share those things with you. This is probably the last Flosstube I'll do before Christmas. So I just wanted to say Merry Christmas to you all. Maybe I will be doing another Flosstube over Christmas break. We'll see. My birthday is coming up, so I am planning to do a sale in my Etsy shop to celebrate my birthday. So follow me on Instagram, and I will be posting about my sale for my birthday if you are interested in that. And I have a New Year's resolution to get myself organized with organize my fabrics. Someone had a wonderful suggestion on here in a comment of how to attach labels without damaging the fabric. So I'm going to pull out my bin of fabric over Christmas break or for the new year, and label them and organize them and make sure that they're not being stored wrinkly and all that stuff. And another New Year's resolution is that I'm going to keep better track of the projects that I'm doing and the fabric that I'm using and the thread that I'm substituting and everything. So I have this notebook that a friend had gifted to me. Isn't it so pretty? And I already started with the projects that I'm working on, and I put the designer, and I'm putting the fabric that I'm using and the threads that I'm substituting, and the date that I finish it and the date that I fully finish it, and any notes that I would like to share. like for the Christmas Advent calendar, I put on there about how I got the quilt blocks from the Quilt Guild and all that information, so that, you know, someday when my kids are passing down these pieces to their families, to their children and everything, then they will have everything that I want them to know that is special about these particular pieces. So, and then I can also share with you the correct information. I know a lot of people have um, commented and said, please share the, you know, the color of the fabric or the company or whatever that you're using. And I don't always remember. So now I've been using this whole time because I had everything written down and I was able to give you all the information. So hopefully that this makes the Flosstube video a little bit more to your liking. And it helps me to stay organized and it helps me to share this information with my family. So I am going to try my best in the new year to keep that up. So that's my New Year's resolutions. And over break, I will be compiling all of the patterns that I have that I want to stitch, and I'll be kitting them up and, you know, getting ready for a new year of lots and lots more stitching. So I hope that you will like and subscribe to my video and follow me on Instagram. And if you favorite my Etsy shop, you will be notified every time I drop a new chart. And that's pretty much everything I have to share with you today. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you have a very, very Merry Christmas. And I look forward to seeing you again in a couple of weeks. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. Peace out.